Did you find
Yeah.
it? How about the hat?
I'll get it. I think I got everybody.
I didn't know we were supposed to dress up.
You need to dress up.
Is it on you?
It's on the camera.
No, maybe you better put the hat back on. The glare
And hit
might-
start. Like I can see it.
I already did.
Okay.
Alright. Gun control goes against our rights as American citizens, and it makes it tougher for law-abiding citizens like myself to own and use guns. It is our right as American citizens to own and possess guns in this country. The Second Amendment of the Constitution states that a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Yet our government has continued to try over the last several years to strip us of our rights pertaining to buying, selling, and owning guns. Members of our government claim that gun control will minimize violence and the murder rate in this country. Americans are the largest gun consumers in the world per capita, but there are approximately 300 million firearms in the U.S., but the U.S. ranks 103rd globally for intentional homicides per capita. Countries like Honduras, El Salvador, and Jamaica, who all have strict gun laws, all rank in the top 5 globally for intentional homicides. A recent study published by the Harvard Journal of Law and Public Policy concluded that there is negative correlation between gun ownership and violent crime in countries internationally, meaning more guns equals less crime. People who own guns have the ability to stop or deter crime. In a recent study, 39% of felons did not go through with a crime due to the victim being armed, and 74% said they avoided properties altogether that they felt they might get shot. The biggest argument against the theory that gun control can save lives is that 2/3 of all homicides are committed with firearms. Control over firearms would have no effect on homicide. You can't change human nature. If guns were outlawed, criminals could and would replace them with other weapons. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. These crimes involving firearms occur because some people have strong hate towards others, and these crimes will always continue to happen in one way or another as long as their hatred remains. To explain my point further about how guns don't kill people, people kill people, I've brought an empty squirt gun, and we're going to do a little experiment. I'm going to set this thing up here, and we're going to see if it gets up by itself, fills itself up with water, comes back, and squirts somebody. Of course it can't. Just like this squirt gun, a real gun can't go to the store to buy ammunition, load itself, and kill someone. Placing the blame on guns and not on people using them for the crimes is ridiculous. That's like an overweight person blaming forks for making them fat. The Obama administration is attempting to put strangling regulations on firearm manufacturers as well. They want to change the way guns are made. Gun control supporters have long wanted to be able to impose standards on firearms that no manufacturer can meet. They want to require guns to be made with fingerprint scanners, among other features. The NRA strongly opposes requiring guns to be made with electronic equipment that would allow the guns to be deactivated remotely or with other features that gun owners do not want. The Obama administration is also pushing for ballistic fingerprinting, which makes markings that are put on bullets and cartridge cases fired from new guns. This would force gun owners to register their guns, plus the National Academy of Sciences has said that a national database of such markings is not feasible. President Obama's ideas are unrealistic and will push gun manufacturers out of business, which is exactly what he wants. There is also laws that members of our government are attempting to put into effect regarding the ban of certain types of firearms, such as what many gun control supporters call assault rifles. One of these so-called assault rifles is the AR-15. In an article by the National Rifle Association Institute for Legislative Action, Americans now own 5 million AR-15s, and the number is growing by several hundred thousand annually. And the nation's murder rate is down by more than half since 1991. They're commonly used for home defense, sports, and hunting. Guns are primarily used in this country for hunting, sporting events such as target shooting, and for protection for ourselves, our families, and our neighbors. With properly learning the methods of gun safety and having the mentality of the power that a firearm possesses, men, women, and even children have the right to enjoy this freedom. Last year alone, 200,000 women had a gun to defend against sexual abuse. An analysis by the FBI crime statistics found that states that have adopted conceal and carry laws reduced murders by 8.5%, rapes by 5%, aggravated assaults by 7%, and robberies by 3%. Back in 1982, after a string of several burglaries, Kennesaw, Georgia passed a law that required all heads of households to possess at least one firearm in their household. The residential burglary rate subsequently dropped 89% in Kennesaw, compared to just 10.4% in Georgia as a whole. Today, the violent crime rate in Kennesaw remains 85% lower than the state of Georgia or the national average. Imagine if law-abiding citizens had been allowed to carry guns during the mass shootings in the theater in Aurora, Colorado, or in the San Bernardino shooting in California. There would have been nowhere near the amount of victims, and many lives could have been saved. Another approach that could save lives would be to train teachers in schools to use and carry firearms for the protection of their students. Had there been teachers prepared and armed during events like the Columbine High School shooting in Colorado, or the Sandy Hook shooting in Connecticut, those events may have never occurred. The push for gun control really comes down to our Second Amendment rights. Do we want to allow our government to treat us like irresponsible criminals or responsible, law-abiding citizens? Thank you.
We clap.